Called a Thursday, May 25th City Commission meeting to order. First item on the agenda would be the review of the May 11th minutes. Any changes?
None.
Okay, stand as written. Next item on the agenda would be the April 2023 financial statement. Are you doing it?
Good afternoon, Colin Belzer, Deputy City Manager, standing in for Kim Rupp, Finance Director. So revenues in April totaled $1.85 million, a decrease of $733,000 compared to the same period as last year. Notable areas of increased revenue compared to April 2022. The transient guest tax increased revenue for the CVB by approximately $251,000 due to timing of receipts. Court costs and fines increased $12,000. And April residential water consumption was up 2%, with business up 3.7%. So total water revenue is up 2% for the month, and year-to-date, total consumption is up 4%, with revenue up 5%. Notable areas of revenue decrease compared to April 2022. The sales tax distribution from the state wasn't received until May. Therefore, most of the large decrease mentioned above was due to this timing. Airport revenues were off $20,000 due to CARES funding received in this period last year. Insurance proceeds in the amount of $18,775 on a total loss claim on a PD unit a year ago dropped new equipment reserve revenues, and timing of the receipt of local alcoholic liquor tax dropped those revenues by $130,000. Expenditures in April totaled $2.1 million, which is an increase of $389,000 as compared to 2022, and notable areas of increased expenditures compared to last year. Airport fund contingency increased $17,500 for the purchase of a private hangar. The purchase of a rotary mower at the airport increased airport improvement expenditures by $73,500. IT new equipment was up $11,300 for the purchase of replacement PCs. New equipment reserve rose $106,400 for the purchase of 2 mowers, a skid steer, and a UTV. WatchGuard video storage for PD and a ventilation fan for fire increased public safety expenditures by $15,300. General supplies for the Public Works Service Division was up $38,600 for crack sealant and concrete to be used in street repairs. And water reserve expenditures rose $71,485 for repair to the smoky wells, the chlorine gas detector, and supplies for water leaks throughout the system. Notable areas of decreased expenditure compared to April 2022. Swimming pool expenditures were down $13,600 for the replacement of the AC unit at the aquatic park this time last year. After making an adjustment for the period due to timing of sales tax receipts from the state, month-to-date general fund sales tax collections were at $741,507, which was an increase of $58,344, or 8.5% as compared to last year. Year-to-date general fund sales tax is at $3,171,963, up roughly $212,000 or 7% from a year ago. This month-to-date county sales tax collections were at $88,182. Year-to-date county sales tax is at $381,146. The total par value of the U.S. Treasuries for April was $59.6 million, with a weighted average yield to maturity of 3.24%, up 2.8% from a year ago. And the total of portfolio certificates of deposit on April 30th, 2023 was $10.4 million, with a weighted average rate to maturity of 4.6, up 4.1% from a year ago. Total balance of the money market account on April 30th, 23 was $3.5 million, with a current yield of 2.325%. Total investments are up approximately $4.3 million.
I move approval of the financial statement.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Reuter, second by Commissioner Jacobs. Any comments? Looks good.
It's always good to read through the whole thing before you get too excited about it, because when you see a decrease in revenue, you've got to get to the next paragraph before you have your heart.
That's good stuff. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, sorry.
You didn't just say
Opposed? Nay. Passes 5-0. Gee. Wow. Can we start this over? Next item on agenda, citizen comments. Bryson, you want to tell us why you're here? You can tell us just from there if you want. Scouts, and what badge are you earning, Bryson?
Citizens here in the community.
Awesome.
That's terrific.
Thank you for being here.
Good to have you here.
Now you'll be on national television tonight.
Are you going to keep, see, now he's getting into it. Are you going to keep working for Eagle?
Yes.
Good for you. Good
Awesome.
for you.
Great
Want to
job.
come up here and make a motion sometime today?
Yeah, better than me. Good job, Bryson. Keep up the good work. Anybody else? Don't see anybody. Or I guess consent. There's no consent agenda, so next time.
I would like to introduce Tom Howie, the new project manager. I would like to ask Tom to come up and introduce himself to the commission and say a few words. Tom would like to make a motion too, if that's okay.
Okay. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
As Toby said, I'm Tom Howie, the new project manager for the city of Hayes. I'm originally from Fort Collins, Colorado. I came to Hayes in 2012 to be closer to my then fiance, now wife, Stephanie. Bringing a whole bunch of construction knowledge and project management experience with me, so hopefully I can fill in the big shoes that I have to replace in John. So.
Glad to have you. Welcome.
Good to meet all of you. So I did want to add, I've worked a lot of places for a lot of great people, and you have a whole bunch of wonderful people here spread throughout all the departments, and it's something that everyone in the city and you should be really proud of. So it's a great place to be. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you can get, Hayes Construction to be as rapid as Fort Collins has been over the last 20 years, that'd be really awesome.
No, I don't. Yeah, that's a little bit too much maybe, but thank you very much. Next item on the agenda, 10th Walnut Moderate Income Housing.
Kick off some of that housing construction. So
Yeah.
we're that much closer to Fort Collins. So the Kansas Housing Resources Corporation, Colin Belder, Deputy City Manager. The Kansas Housing Resources Corporation administers a variety of housing programs, including the Moderate Income Housing Grant Program, which serves the needs of families and households that don't qualify for federal housing assistance. Due to the increased need for housing across the state, approximately $60 million was distributed KHRC to administer, including $20 million in federal funds due to the American Rescue Plan Act. Due to this increased level of funding, KHRC is offering two programs, the Moderate Income Housing Grant Program, which has a maximum award of $650,000. This is the same program that Mr. Van Dorn has applied for, and then Mr. Pregant at Frontier Apartments received. And then the other is the MIH ARPA funding. MIH ARPA funds are only targeted towards larger projects that need additional money more than the $650,000. The grant application being sought by the developer, Michael Graham, is $1.4 million. So in 2017, the city of Hayes issued a request for proposals for the redevelopment of property owned by the city located on West 10th Street between Elm and Ash, commonly referred to as the depot property. Unfortunately, no viable proposal was received at the time, and the site has remained vacant, ripe for development. Kind of a street view image. So with the need for additional housing, local developer Michael Graham has submitted a proposal for 48-unit multifamily housing project. The project would include 2 separate buildings, 24 units per building, and there would be 36 one-bedroom units and 12 two-bedroom units. Michael Graham has successfully completed infill apartment projects at 7th and Oak, and he's currently working at one at 4th and Fort. Some site elevation renderings. The first story would be garage space for tenants with living units on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th floors. Shown here is obviously the first floor with garages, and floor 2, 2nd floor, and then the 3rd and 4th. So the 2-bedroom units would be located on the end of the buildings with 1-bedroom units in the middle. The property is already zoned appropriately, and the developer will just need to plat the property accordingly. So only cities and counties under 60,000 in population can apply for the Moderate Income Housing Grant Programs at this time. A resolution from the governing body supporting the application is required with the application submittal, and technically this grant would be between the City of Hayes and the developer, City of Hayes and KHRC. The grant requires monthly reports and reimbursement requests, tracking of income for 5 years for the tenants, and staff does not have the capacity to administer that. Therefore, we have an assumption agreement, which would unconditionally sign all the grant agreement rights and obligations to Michael Graham. And then there's a personal guarantee as well included in that Michael Graham will fulfill the grant obligations. The income slide you see here is that's the ranges that are required for a person to qualify for one of the moderate income housing units that's constructed according to 2022 income limits right now. So the developer has requested an RHID that has been submitted to Gilmore and Bell, and that process has started. It's dictated by a separate state statute. If the MIH ARPA grant is approved, the funds would be provided by KHRC upon approval of eligible project costs, and the developer will agree to indemnify the city for any costs or expenses related to the grant program. So your options are to adopt a resolution of support, decline to, or provide other direction. And the action requested is to adopt the resolution.
I move we adopt resolution number 2023-011 in support of moderate income housing - American Rescue Plan Act grant application.
Second.
I had one question. I think I know the answer, but somebody asked me, so I'll be sure. He's not having to acquire any other property for this project, is he?
Not
Okay.
right now. This
Thank
is all proposed to be on the
On
city-owned depot.
Thank you.
Got a motion by Commissioner Jacobs, second by Commissioner Barrick. Any other comments? I hope he gets the funding. I think it's exciting for not only downtown Hayes, but for our community. So,
I love that he sees the need from when he first started thinking about building down there. I think there were going to be 34 units, and now I think it's 48 maybe. Am I right?
It added an extra story.
Yeah. I mean,
Which I
that's
think
just
is
so
great.
cool. You know, he recognizes that need. So.
and they look different. They're not
Yes.
just the same as everything else. So I think,
Nice.
yeah, it'd be nice. So, okay. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Okay. Next item on the agenda, resolution authorizing offering for sale of general obligation bonds, Series 2023A.
Good afternoon, Colin Belzer, Deputy City Manager. So this is a housekeeping item. City staff, city financial advisors, and the City Bond Council, Gilmore Bell, have been working on documentation in preparation for the sale of general obligation bonds. The bonds will provide permanent financing for the Kingsgate Second Edition Special Assessment Benefit District, and the resolution allows the city to pursue a bond issuance to reimburse the city for improvements made to Kingsgate Second Edition. So the Kingsgate Second Edition is located in the very northwest corner of the city, as shown by the red circle. This is a closer look, and Kingsgate Second is more commonly referred to as Royal Court. This is directly across the street from the new fire station. Given the size and term, it is expected that this issue will be a private placement with several local banks interested. Therefore, it will not be publicly held. The city clerk will publish a notice of intent to seek private placement in the Hayes Daily News, as well as on the city's website. And we did not have anyone prepay on the assessment, so all these lots will be assessed. Here's a calendar so you can see how long this process does take by statute, about 4 months. Everything in yellow is remaining for the city commission to act upon. And the action requested is to approve the resolution.
I move approval of resolution number 2023-012, authorizing the offering of for sale of general obligation bonds, Series 2023-A.
I second.
Motion by Commissioner Ritter, second by Commissioner Cunningham. Any comments? Okay. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Next item on the agenda, R9 update, all positive stuff from Toby Doherty. Right, Toby?
Correct. Toby Doherty, City Manager. I want to start out the R9 update like I start out most of them with the drought map. As you can see, things aren't improving. Did I get Ellis County in the right spot? Yes, I did. Okay. Usually somebody else does this. So I apologize if it's wrong. We had the design project kickoff a couple weeks ago. The City Commission approved the design contract with Burns & McDonnell. So the project kickoff was in Kansas City on Tuesday. Representatives, Mel Sauer was there from the City Attorney's Office. Jeff Crispin, Water Resources Director, was there. A whole slew of Burns & Mac personnel. We discussed and mapped out the first 90 to 120 days of the project, our timeline and deliverables. It was a very good meeting. There is a joint governing body meeting with the city, Russell City Council and Mayor. They will be here June 19th at 6 o'clock. And we are also going to have representatives from Burns and McDonnell and Folston will be at that meeting. So Burns and McDonnell will give you a little bit of discussion, a presentation on that first 120 days, what we plan to do with the design, answer any design questions you or the Russell governing body may have. And then representatives from our water law firm, Folston, they will give you a brief presentation on the where we're at in the water transfer process and what's about to happen, and ask any questions. And I'm sure there's probably going to be an executive session to go along with that. And then the next night, June 20th, there's a public comment hearing. This is part of the water transfer proceedings. This is scheduled by the administrative law judge who is overseeing the proceedings. It's at the Black and Gold Room at 6 p.m. And I did give the press copies of the notice the judge sent out. And the mayor has crafted a letter that we will get his signature on. We will get it scanned electronically and then distributed to you, as well as anybody we can think of. And please pass it on to anybody you think would be interested in attending the public comment hearing. This is the opportunity for the administrative law judge by statute to receive comments in the basin of origin. And this water is critical to our future. And so the more support we can get to come out to the event, go on record. It is not a debate. It's not a back and forth. It is a hearing to gather comments on the proposed transfer. And the hearing will run from 6 to 8 or until people stop talking.
Toby, I've had people ask, can they come and just be there but don't really want to talk on the record?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the judge's order did not provide a platform for written submissions of comments. I don't know if that was by design or not. Our attorney did ask the judge through motion to change the order to allow for written comments, but we haven't seen any response on that. So if we do get something back that opens up that door, we'll get something out, and then we'll include that in the mayor's letter too. So I would ask your help when we get the mayor's letter crafted to help distribute that to any entity or people that you think would be helpful to our cause and concerned about the future of our water. And then just a reminder that July 19th, the hearing actually begins. It's down in Wichita, and that is 10 days by statute, so it runs into early August. It can be continued if the judge determines it's in the best interest of the proceedings to have it continued. But right now, we've got a schedule for 10 days, and that's what we've been working towards, is all of the burden of proof in the transfer. So with that, I would stand for any questions that you may have.
I don't really have a question, just encourage people not only from Ellis County, our region, to come to these meetings, because it's not, for us commissioners, it's for the region and our community. So the more people, the better, I think. So,
Toby, am I correct in my statement? I think I asked you this question. The hearing in July will be broadcast via YouTube or something? Is that correct?
It will be live streamed,
Live streamed,
and
okay.
so I'm saying it's probably going to be Zoom.
Okay,
But there will be a live streaming option.
great, thank you.
It could be YouTube as well, I'm just not sure. It could be YouTube Live. All right, thank you.
thank you, Toby. Next item on the agenda, progress. We like progress.
Colin Belzer, Deputy City Manager. So, 300 block of East 11th Street, there 2.5 yards of concrete was used for areas of curb repair. 10 yards of concrete was used for curb, gutter, and ADA ramp repairs in the 1600 block of Elm Street. 125 yards of dirt and debris were excavated, and 2.5 yards of concrete and 15 yards of riprap was installed to complete this project near Centennial and General Custer. And crews corrected a badly eroded washout area in the alley right away located behind Genuine Appliance on East 27th. Hayes Fire Department conducted their spring live fire drills. North Central Kansas Technical College installed lighting in the shelter in North Frontier Park. Here's kind of a before and after.
That's very cool.
Very nice.
Work continues at the Vineyard Park our Vineyard Pond enlargement project. The excavated soil from Vineyard Park Pond is being utilized by Ellis County Public Works for the construction of their new Public Works headquarters. Fort Hays State University's Applied Technology class and Leadership Hays class of 2021 have completed the construction of the Storytime Mini Amphitheater. The facility has been developed to provide youth educational programming in an outdoor setting, and the Hays Library is developing a Storytime program. A ribbon cutting event was held on May 16th. Thanks to a donation from the Sunrise Rotary Club, the Parks Department was able to renovate the ball field at Ekie Park. Infield dirt that was salvaged from the artificial turf conversion project at Bickle Schmidt was brought in for the surfacing, and then staff installed new bases, backstop, and seating. The splash pad is open for business this season.
And being well utilized, I might add.
A new Mount Allen Cemetery sign has been installed at 26th and Vine Street. With the recent third floor remodel of the water treatment plant, this allowed for an opportunity to establish a space and an air-conditioned and dedicated networking room on the second floor.
Chad's cheering.
Chad's very excited. It used to be kind of in the corner of someone's office, and so now he has a dedicated room. Adopt-A-Cop Jason Bonzinski and Officer Aaron Eskrit attended Wilson Elementary's Family Fun Night on April 28th. Sergeant Jason Bonzinski received the Silver Award for life-saving action at the 44th Annual Kansas Association of Chiefs Police Valor Awards. Might remember this was with the baby and CPR. Holly Dickman and Joe Billinger, along with several other volunteers, assisted Stacy Minson with rain barrel building and distribution. Members of the community were invited to attend an environmental tour on April 25th. Approximately 65 people attended, and the tour included stops at the KDHE Pack Tower Remediation Facility, the water softening plant, the Hays Water Reclamation and Reuse Facility, and a visit to Pleasant View Farms. Tim Huck gave a tour of the water softening plant as part of that, and Jason Riegel, Water Reclamation Superintendent, provided some background information regarding the Water Reclamation Reuse Facility. And then here are the Fort Hays State buses that were needed. And at the final destination on the tour, Pleasant View Farms, which is just south of Hays. Stacy Minson provided information on the work she has done with cattle producers to help improve water quality in the area. Water maintenance staff replaced the concrete in front of the courthouse at the meter can and valve from the valve replacement project on Fort Street. Hays hosted the Kansas County Commissioners Association April 25th through 27th. With 100 attendees at the Hilton Garden Inn. Convention sales manager Janet Kuhn assisted the group with registration. She also hosted a spouses tour. With the help of tourism partners like the Hilton Garden Inn and Sternberg Museum, the CVB gave away a Hays staycation during Travel and Tourism Week. The giveaway had 175 entries, and the winner was from Garden City, and her daughter is a new Hays resident, so she picked up the prize. And Fort Hays State University Spanish and Geography major translated the Hays Visitor Guide from English to Spanish as part of their Spanish translating practicum during the spring semester, and this will be also available online at visithays.com. Hays CVB, Hays Arts Council, and McCracken Historical Society participated in a collaboration with Defiance Brewing to prepare a special brew for the upcoming 50th anniversary of Paper Moon. T&T Builders have begun the first phase of the street pavement replacement project. Phase 1 is the replacement of Fort Street from the north intersection of 28th Street to 29th. This phase will take approximately 2 weeks, and it anticipated that all phases should take approximately 6 to 7 weeks. Morgan Brothers continues to make progress on the Golf Cart Pass with the with the cart path intersection before crossing Golf Course Road being the most recent to be replaced. Progress will continue throughout the summer. Mayor Specialties began the sanitary sewer lining project May 22nd, and it's expected to last 5 to 6 weeks. On the right is the roll of material that they put down you might remember Crispin bringing in for all to see. So, Stripe and Seal continues to perform street patching and sealing throughout the city on pre-identified streets. And construction of the new new fire station continues to track per schedule. Concrete pad has been completed, and block walls are in the process of being constructed. Any questions?
Colin, on that environmental tour, did we have any positive, negative comments? I mean, it looked like a pretty good attendance. I was just curious.
I think it was great.
Yeah.
I was actually at a meeting, and there was a new professor from Fort Hays State that went on the tour, and her husband, and had no idea, what Hays did. So
Yeah, very cool.
normally when Jeff Crispin puts in 3 or 4 slides of the same event, I delete it to one. this one I thought was important enough.
Yeah, oh, it's very nice. Well, and thanks to Fort Hays for letting us use the buses, and also want to make sure we call out the county for, helping us with Vineyard Park. That's a big ask for them, but that's very nice of them to help. So, you guys have any comments? Next item is Hays Happening upcoming event. Thank you, Paul.
Good afternoon, commissioners. Melissa Dixon, Executive Director of the Hays Convention and Visitors Bureau, with some events I want to be sure you're aware of that are coming up in June. It is going to be a busy month around here. We're so excited that the Ellis County Historical Society Museum has opened its doors again. They have open hours 7 days a week through the summer, and these will be down in their newly renovated space in their offices. So their exhibit will be called Notorious, and it will be highlighting some of the famous names you've heard in Wild West history, Bonnie and Clyde, things like that. The Sternberg Museum's summer exhibit is going to be ready to rock and roll or crawl this weekend through September, The Secret World of Tarantulas. And there will actually be live tarantulas and a whole lot of other interactive things.
Gross.
So exciting. How cute they are.
Scared of spider? You like the snake?
I can do snakes, I can't do those.
I could do that over a snake.
They're warm and fuzzy. Come on.
Oh, God.
Are fuzzy. Downtown will be the second ever First Friday pop-up under the pavilion, June 2nd. Expect live music, food trucks, and a lot of fun under the downtown pavilion. The theme is Summer Luau, so get ready for more dancing and themed food. Flicks on the Crick, the summer outdoor movie campaign continues out at Creekside Resort. That's our RV park on the bypass. We got to wait a little later to start these with the days as long as they are, so those will be at 9 p.m. June 2nd and 17th. The Hays Larks will open their season June 7th, 7 p.m., and I believe Water Resources will be there sponsoring the June 9th game, so come on out for that. Brews on the Bricks will take place downtown, 10th and Main Street on June 10th. You can still purchase tickets online. And races out at RPM Speedway will take place June 10th, Father's Day special, and June 24th they will have some special fireworks show. 3 big concerts at the Fox. They have just been busy, pulling in great concerts with a couple recently sold out shows. And then the Hays City Band will have some outdoor concerts under the pavilion June 13th, 20th, and 27th at 7:30 p.m. Hays Arts Council Summer Art Walk will go back to Friday night for the summer, June 16th. Downtown Hays, and don't forget about Moss Thorns Gallery on campus at Fort Hays State. And then a special event that CVB has a special part in, Paper Moon 50th Anniversary. This movie was filmed in Ellis County and surrounding area. We're doing a partnership with the McCracken Historical Society. They have a great movie memorabilia collection that will be open for display. We will have a Friday night art walk, our own movie memorabilia display put together by Brenda Mader at the Arts Council. McCracken will have a luncheon and a band out there. And then CVB is sponsoring 2 free showings of the movie in Beach Schmidt on campus. One Saturday night and one for Sunday matinee. It's Father's Day weekend, so you got 2 options to fit that into your schedule. Tournaments out at Bickle Schmidt. 3 big tournament weekends. The June 3 through 4th, there will also be a track meet out there, so be ready for a busy weekend in Hays. The first tournament, we're expecting 40 teams, and then 75 for the baseball, and then expecting 75 teams for that last weekend in June. And then, of course, Wild West Festival will be last weekend in June, first weekend in July, with the Main Street Parade on Saturday and the fireworks on July 4th. And I can't let you go without telling you what's going on this weekend. The Downtown Market turns 10 years old, so they're going to have special events all year, but opening day is this weekend. It's also Hays Aquatic Park's opening day Saturday. There's also a race out at the Speedway and Memorial Day observance ceremony Monday, 10 a.m. at Veterans Park at 1305 Canterbury. Thank you to the Hayes Kiwanis Club for all the flags. I know that they will work really hard to put out this weekend to make our town look so special for the weekend. And of course, there's way more than this. There's live music at the Paisley Pier. There's Snake Day at the Hayes Public Library. So get on our calendar at visithayes.com and you can see events. Something for everyone. Any questions?
You know, I was a vendor at the very first Hayes Market, and they've came a long ways, and it's become a community event down there. So it's very neat every week, and I'm excited to have it back open. So
One of my favorite things to do.
you come down and get waffles after that.
Yeah.
Melissa,
you.
I want to know if the special brew has a name yet.
It is. It is very fruity, and so they're going to name it after the character Trixie Delight in the movie.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Fruity IPA.
Awesome.
Great for summer.
Nice.
Thank you very much. All right, Commissioner Reuter, you got anything good?
Don't have a whole lot. Just want everybody to have a happy and safe Memorial Day weekend.
You stole my comment. 'cause
Happy
that
and
was-
safe, huh?
Yes, they did.
Well, that was gonna be mine.
A lot of
I
different
wish
ones.
everybody a
Perks are
safe
going first now.
and
Yes.
enjoyable long holiday weekend.
Commissioner Barrett.
I just had a couple fun things. One, this weekend starts something that our legislature did a really great thing, and they extended Sunflower Summer, which has only been around for 2 years, and it's now going to be extended permanently. It's around the summer. What is Sunflower Summer? It's an actual app you can get on your phone, and if you have children or a child in the school system at all, or any school system, K through 12, you can attend with this app any museum, nature place, any sort of cultural venues all over the state for free. And then that fund will reimburse each of the establishments for every visitor that comes in. So, and so you can go to each different establishment venue once for the summer. So you can go all over the state to go to all kinds of cool places and museums. You can come to the Sternberg once for free, which is really cool. So I want to begin, and it starts this weekend. So that's why I wanted to bring it up, because it starts Memorial Day weekend, goes through the whole summer, will be very cool. And also, just for the fun of it, I wanted to highlight at the museum, we've had a young woman who's been volunteering for a year, but she works at the tattoo place downtown does piercings. And she asked me what my favorite dinosaur was. And I told her what it was, and she actually is quite an artist. And she made this sculpture out of it, did the research on it all on her own. Like, I didn't talk to her about it at all. And, of course, she did it
Without the cheese head.
without the cheese head. But it's spectacular. But she actually put a little magnet in it so she could.
Oh, that's cool.
Unfortunately, and she did that despite the fact that she's, I have to forgive Bears fans because she's a Bears fan, but she made a cheesehead dinosaur for me. But it's an actual, honest to goodness, Therizinosaur, which is an awesome dinosaur.
Cool.
There's dinosaur.
And you
Yep.
got a new piercing, too?
And I did not get a new piercing. That was not required. But I did bring something that will help Sean out for
No, I'm good.
more candy.
Oh, it's down, no.
So it's
Spider.
I can handle spiders. I don't mind spiders. It's those snakes you bring. I like them.
And there is a new cobalt tarantula at the museum, so now in case anybody wants to come.
I'm glad you're sitting where you're sitting there.
Anyway, everybody have a great Memorial Day weekend. It's going to be fun.
What was the name of that app again?
Sunflower Summer.
Sunflower Summer. Okay, thank you.
I took a picture, so if you can't remember. Very good. Thank you. Keep your toys to yourself.
I had a whole lot to say, but I went away. I just wanted to comment on the First Fridays that are going to be established. I'm going to keep talking about them because it's such a fun event for all the community. They actually, Downtown Hayes did the first one with Cinco de Mayo back in May. Had a great turnout, had 2 food trucks that went till 9 o'clock at night. Kids were there learning Spanish dancing. It was wonderful. The June 2nd one, as Melissa shared, is going to have a luau theme, and people please understand it is for the whole family. The kids will love it. They will be involved in the hula dancing. There'll be food for both. The food trucks are tremendously successful in this community. If they're ever out, take advantage of it. The Brews on the Bricks is actually using 4 of them this year. And they came forward. You know, usually we have to go fighting for food trucks, but they came forward because of the success of that Friday night event. They loved it. They will do anything in town that anybody wants to do in terms of needing food. So that's pretty exciting. I think they'll be first Friday through September. I think is the last one in September. So I wanted to thank Downtown Hayes for putting a new family-friendly event in downtown.
It actually brought people to downtown businesses too, so.
That's terrific.
Very appreciative
Way
of
it's
that.
supposed to work.
Yep, exactly, so. No, just what Mason said, happy Memorial Day to everybody, and have a good weekend. I believe we do have executive session.
Yes, I would request an executive session for a period not to exceed 20 minutes to include the city commission, city attorney, deputy city manager, and director of Grow Hayes for discussion of matters pertaining to the acquisition of real property.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Reuter, second by Commissioner Jacobs. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0.
No, you.
Melissa, you just want to make me want to go to every.
Come out and then adjourn.
By the time you're done talking about it, I'm there.